All right, and welcome back. We are here at Friday night online art class, and we will be painting this beautiful moonlight meditation scene in blue, white, and black. I was gonna use yellow, but I didn't end up using it. So blue, white, and black is good. And then, oop, the camera's shaking. And what was that sound? Uh-oh, guys, hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. I have to get a charger. Boy, oh boy. A long enough charger. Here we go. Now we're ready. So we have, what do we have? We have our wide flat brush, our medium round brush, and our small detail brush. So what we're gonna do first is start with our wide flat brush for the background. Goodness gracious. Let's do this so I don't keep hitting it. Okay. So we're gonna use a little bit of water, but we're not gonna make it a watery layer. We want it to be like a good layer of blue. So I'm gonna use a little water and I'm just gonna spread blue evenly across the entire canvas. That's the first step. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little more here. Amazing, just like so. So try not to let it get too dry. And we're gonna just tap oh, sorry. You could put your wide flat brush to the side for a second. And we're gonna use our medium round brush for a few. And before we let this dry too much, we're gonna just tap this into the black paint and give ourselves a little circle here in the center, like so. And just start blending that into our blue until we get like a nice navy blue color. If yours got a little dry, you may need to grab a little blue and go back over it, and the navy will come. So it ends up being, let's see here. Now we're cooking. A nice ring around the middle here. We add more blue. We can see the navy happening now. Just keep blending. And it should be like a smoother transition at the edge of this ring. So you just keep on blending until you see that kind of lighten up into the blue color that's already there. So it gives it like a nice transition, kind of like a wormhole. And you kind of want to do the similar thing on the outside. Just try not to get too crazy and make it too wide. So this is about right for me. Like so. Okay, and then once you have your circle, you can kind of wipe off any extra paint on these corners. Just kind of go back and forth over the corners a little bit, and we'll revisit those later. There, that's whatever was left on my brush, like so. Good enough. Shouldn't be too much. Aha, just in time. Pick your feet up, step in time. She made it. She made it.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. This looks very nice. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Is it a blue background? Is that on?
Okay. So yeah, I didn't use the yellow like how I said on the email, just in case you didn't pour it, you can save your yellow because we're not going to use it. I mean, unless you want to, I guess. But so yeah, you're gonna do a blue background. I use a little bit of water, but you want it to be like a good layer of blue. Because before that blue dries, we're doing this black circle in the middle with the medium round brush and just kind of blending it so that you still have your blue in the center and on the outsides. And then I just kind of like wiped the black off on the corner. So you have like the navy corners and a circle in the middle after you do the blue.
Okay. So like you said, the navy blue for the,
Exactly. Yeah. So just a touch of black
okay.
um, with the blue.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's it. You're caught up. That's perfect timing.
Ashley, did you actually use navy blue or did you just blend the black with the blue?
So I blended it.
Okay.
So you're seeing the black. Okay, we did the blue already, so that was why you don't want it to dry too much. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you put your wide flat brush down and grab this one, you just want like a little tap of the black. Because when you start doing it, it should blend with the blue and turn navy. If it doesn't blend, like if your
Mm-hmm.
blue got a little too dry, just go ahead and scoop some more blue paint and just keep going and it'll blend.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Maybe we can start on the next step now. So after you get that navy blue, kind of like a wormhole looking thing in the center, make sure to thoroughly clean your medium round brush, and then get all the water out too. The next part is just going to continue blending. So once you have that black in the center and a little bit, on those corners, We've cleaned the brush, we've dried it. We're gonna get some white. And we're gonna do a nice little streak of white around this center. You're having like this basically maybe 2 inch wide circle around if just still your regular blue. I'm gonna put a white line smack dab around the middle of that. Like so, just a big old circle. And then from here, I take my blue and I start blending between the navy and the white until I have a smooth transition of color. So if you keep grabbing the blue, you'll see it all kind of start to blend together. So you want to do that on either side of your white line. And we're going to end up with a smooth transition. You're going to have to just gently kind of go back and forth with the brush and take your time to get it to look right. So this part may take you a moment. My white wasn't thick enough over here. There we are. There we are. Kind of like a reflective circle around the moon. Okay, so you see how I have to now do it on this outside edge to kind of blend it with that dark corner. Should all come together like so. Kind of ends up, I suppose, being like a light blue. I think this looks nice. So let me blend a little more blue. Take your time and make it look, you know, this is going to be that reflective circle kind of around the moon. So you want it to look as such. Really get any harsh lines out of there. Should be a smooth transition of color. Lovely. I think this is good enough for me. And so once you have that how you like it, you can go ahead and clean your medium round brush and set her aside. We're going to move back to our wide flat brush. All right. I think it's turning out nice. I can see you guys all working hard still. So once you have this all blended to perfection, it is our time, everyone. We're gonna mess it up. So you can go ahead and grab your wide flat brush again and make sure you've got plenty of water on it. Okay, and I'm actually gonna even squish some of this water into my palette here in one of the little, I don't know, little pods here. So once I have that water in there, I'm gonna actually dip this in some black, okay? I have like a pretty good amount on there. It was a quick dip in the black. And so I'm gonna mix that with my little water that I put. Maybe I put a little more paint. You want it to be a little thicker, that water, once you do it. So this is looking like it's fine. And so once I have that nice and saturated, I'm gonna use my hand close to the canvas and I'm gonna just brush this again so I get a splatter all over the canvas. And so stay close to your canvas so you don't spray whatever's behind you. So you could do as many of those as you like and just cover it with your little splatters here. And if anything drips, hopefully it drips down at the bottom because we'll be, painting over that part. So let me hold it up close here.
So do you just have water on the brush or do you have paint on there as well?
So it's water mixed with the black paint.
Okay.
So do that all over, and then when you're done, we're gonna do it again with the white over top of it. So make sure you get as much black on there as you like. And you can cover it all up if you want with it. Like you want to be close, but just close enough because when you're too close, the drips happen. So I think it looks pretty good. Like the chaos of the night sky. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I'm ready for the white. So I cleaned off my brush here. It still has like water is muddy. I can't lie. It's got a little blue in it. It's got a little black in it. It's all right. We're still gonna add some water here to this white paint as we do. There we are. And let's get some splatters of white all over. So wonderful. Looks like a very beautiful night sky full of stars. We're gonna add some extra stars at the end too, but I think this is enough for me. So let me show you guys. Really nice. Yeah, see, I don't have any splatters behind, nothing on my table, nothing even really here below. So yeah, as long as you stay close to your canvas, it shouldn't be too messy. Mixing it with a little water helps. If your paint's already kind of watery, you might not need to, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to mix it with a little water just to make it easier. And it's more subtle. Dries faster. There's a few positives. It's looking pretty cool so far. This is a fun one. So let's see. We did our splatters. So let's move on to the moon, I believe. Before we move on to the moon, if you guys want, you can add any little extra embellishments here. Let me show you some ideas. Like what I did with mine is I mixed a little blue and black on my palette. Over here, you can see I just did some little dots of navy coming through. Kind of like how we do the clouds where it's very light and blended. I probably could use more white there. But anything extra that you kind of want to add to your background, if you want to add more white, this is your chance. Anything to just make it more unique, stand out. This is your time. Let's see if we can add some white, maybe. Nice. It's a cool effect. Just add a little extra color, blend that in. So lovely. Here, let me show you guys close up. Very nice. This is gonna look really cool. So when you guys have that done, it's a good time to take a nice little sip of whatever you're enjoying this evening, some juice, some water, some delicious adult beverages, and let it kind of rest for a second. We're gonna do our moon next. So just make sure your wide flat brush and your medium round brush are clean and ready to go. I think it's looking great. Looking amazing so far. Wow. How fun. I think we're ready for the moon, guys. It's time. It's precision time. You have options, because you're at home and you have freedom because you're not at the mercy of the camera angle. You can use a cup or something round to trace and then fill in your moon. But for those who want to go for it with me, follow along. And we're going to try to get this precise without a guide, and I'll give you some tips. So I'm starting with the wide flat brush. Okay, I know normally when we do the moon, we slam it in the center and give it a twirl and then kind of clean it up from there. But today's really about precision and technique. So we're gonna take our wide flat brush and we're gonna go for it. We're gonna dip it in that white paint. And you really do wanna make sure it's on the edge of your brushes, or the edges of your brush, from edge to edge, like as evenly as you can get it. Now, because we already made a circle here, we kind of set ourselves up to at least know where we're going. And the first attempt at the circle doesn't have to be perfect because we can always clean it up. So keep that in mind as you go. But you want to just do a nice big white circle. Just a giant O as round as you can get it right in the center. So I'm going to take my brush. And if your canvas is flat, it's easier if you rest your elbow on the table and then use your non-dominant hand to support your dominant hand as you paint it. Because if it's flat on the table, it's going to be easier that way. If you're on an easel like me, good luck. We're going to go for it. So we're gonna start here. I like to start on the far side and come closer to me. It's easier. And then we can start far again and come close. So it's not gonna be perfect the first round, but that's all right. From here, we could work with this. We could clean this, especially since because you're doing one stroke, the paint's not always going to be 100% even, but you could see where your edge is. And because your brush is flat, it's going to help you. So now we can see our outline and we can see like how to get it pretty much perfect from here. It's mapped out at least. So what I'm going to do is go over it one more time with the wide flat brush, and then I'm going to put her down before I make, if you use the wide flat brush too much, you're going to make a mistake. Not just you, anybody. All of us. It's a human thing. So I'm going to go over this again. And you can see I'm going to be very careful this time because, again, like I said, the more you go over something, the more you run the risk of making a mistake and messing it up. So just take your time and try to follow along that original line that your brush made, and you should be okay. Like so. So it's pretty all right, you know? It's good. It's my circle. It's good enough for me. It's pretty precise. I mean, for not having a guide, it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. From here, when we clean it, we'll be cleaning it with the medium round blending brush, which is actually going to be easier for us. So it's good. Um, and I don't want this to get too dry now, guys. Because we did that with the wide flat brush. And what we're gonna do next is take our medium round brush and kind of blend it around until we fill in the center. So this is also clean and dry. And I'm just using a little white and I'm just gonna start tapping the brush. And so this is how you're gonna fill in your moon. It's gonna blend in with the blue in the background, and that's okay. And you're just gonna take your time. You want it to look ethereal. You want it to look, like outer space. Meditative, definitely. Dreamy. Ethereal, I think, covers it. Mysterious. The moon. I don't know. You know what I mean. How magnetic it is when you see it. And so you see how I'm just pulling this white slowly in the center. I'm taking my time. I don't want it to be so overwhelmingly white. This is going to help it look like a sphere. Keep it kind of more blue towards the center and whiter towards the edges. So you see how that's slowly filling in. We're going to keep going here. Okay, so we have that really nice light blue color in the middle. You don't see any harsh line from my wide flat brush stroke for that moon. It just all blends really nicely towards the center. Look at that. Looks like ET, doesn't it? Wow. And I might clean up the edges, which, I use your best judgment. I'm going to just take my time and try to fix the edges. If I make a mistake, please don't judge me, but it's your painting and it's your Friday. So if you want to clean up your moon and try to make it look more round, that's definitely something you're free to do. Because I'm doing it. Tempting anyway. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's got a little Humpty Dump over here, but that's okay. Ah, it's an art. That's the whole point. It's nice to trace it and get it precise and looking nice too, but this is really like baking the pie from scratch. I mean, this is the original painters did this. The Chim Chimmery people. What's does he say in the song? He says something about that, but I can't remember the lyrics right now because it's been forever since I've seen Mary Poppins. I know he says I does what I likes and I likes what I do. The artist's life. So I think this is a good moon for me. This is nice. You could still see my drips below even here. This is fine. This is perfect, just like it is. And we're ready for the final touches, which is the mountain, the girl, and the tree. Which will be a combination of the wide flat brush and the detail brush, of course. If you're done with your moon and you're waiting for the next part, you might add some little extra white stars even with the back of your baby brush, how we do normally. Hold on, let me show you guys. You can just pop some in there, some extras if you like. Give it a little extra pop. It's a really nice idea. Really make the sky look super starry with the splashes behind it too. This might be good for everybody to do actually. This is nice. Yeah, you have the opportunity, make it your own. You could draw some stars. You can maybe you want to put another planet in the distance, like Saturn or something. I don't know, something with rings around it, or let's see, what am I gonna add? Let me add a star. We'll add a little twinkle star. Mhm. Oh, lovely. Can you see it? Yeah. Maybe you can hide a little message in your stars. There it is. Now you can see it. It's tiny. Depends on the detail brush you have. I've recently got a smaller size, so it helps. Also, if you're painting on canvases and you're looking for a cover, like a varnish, I highly recommend Liquitex as a varnish. I don't know. I've tried a lot of brands. I That one's pretty tried and true. They've been around and it just is the least amount of bubbles I've really ever had. It just creates like a nice smooth cover. They can have it in like matte finish, but they also have it very glossy. So you have options. You can make your painting look really cool after you're done and protect it as well from UV rays and damages. But I also recommend that you try other brands as well. This is not an ad. And let me know in the comments how it works out. I had to backtrack all the way on that. Thought about it for a second after I said it. So now that we have this beautiful background, I think that we're ready to do our mountain. Because you're gonna want to do your mountain and then let it dry while we do the tree and the girl. Because we're gonna do these nice accents on it to really make it pop. So try not to use too much black. It's gonna be annoying. It has to be just enough. So we're making our mountain. I have my clean and dry, make sure your brush is dry. And we'll dip it in this black here. And my first move is really to just do a line along the bottom, how we normally do. Get a little more black here. And then we're going to use the edge of this brush as a guide and just kind of have it bring us up into these little mountain peaks. And the goal is for your mountain to come up over a little bit of the bottom of your moon. So it really stands out. Bring it down here. You have room for the tree, and we can go here. So that's our outline, and I'm literally just filling this whole thing in with black that I just outlined. Wonderful. I'm gonna need more black paint now, for sure. Just a little more. But that's our mountain. This is good. I don't want to fill it in too much. You don't want to see any blue through the black, but you also don't want the black to be so piled on that it's not going to dry fairly quickly. Hope that is helpful. We'll see in a second when this dries. How it is. So that's it for the wide flat brush. We're done with it. So everything else, we're going to use the detail brush. That's our mountain. Oh, there we go. It's better like this. So you can see you can't see any blue through it. Maybe you can a little bit. Let me see. If we can fix that, that would be glorious. Basically don't want to see anything through, but also don't want big globs of paint on there. That's all. You guys get the gist. Nice. I may have put too much. We'll see. We'll see in a sec what happens. But that's okay. Worse things have happened. Very nice. So no blue through the black. Just a nice solid black. There's not too much. That'll dry in a minute or two while we're doing the tree. So I feel like the tree, I mean, we've done them before in this class, but let's focus on the girl first and get her taken care of, and then I'll let you guys kind of go wild with your tree and your white details, because that's gonna kind of be up to your creativity. The moonshine on the tree and mountain is totally up to you guys how intricate or simple you want to make it. But the girl, so what I would like to show you, I'm gonna do the detail brush, of course. I took all of the water out. It's nice and clean. I got some black and we're here. The girl is going to be a little infinity symbol vertically right here in the middle of your mountain, or like a figure eight. I'm going to do a little 8. And it might not work the same as if you're doing with a pencil. You might have to start at the bottom and work your way up, so to speak. I might make it a little bigger. Hold on. What? This is getting crazy over here. Okay, this is getting out of hands. This is good enough. Okay. See how it looks like a body? And so basically, once I have my figure eight, we're going to just fill it in. So a nice solid figure eight shape shouldn't look too crazy, but somehow mine does. Lovely. We have our figure eight. And from the figure eight, we've got to get her legs in the crisscross applesauce position, which is going to be just a nice V shape. And you want to just press your brush into the canvas so that you get a nice thicker line for her leg. So we know that that's what it is. You see? Looks like her legs. Soon it will. Once you have that V shape for her legs, for her arms, she's in, I don't know the name of this pose, but we're putting her hands on her knees. So I'm just drawing one line to connect the top of our figure eight to the edge of our V, like so. And we have a body, guys. That's it. We have a body. My figure eight could be better, but you get the gist. Look better now? Hopefully you could see. Then from there is the hair, the neck and hair. Look, you guys can get creative with that and do like, I know how you guys like to do different hairstyles and stuff, maybe something that represents you. I just did the hair flowing to the side because that's how the prompt was that I saw. So I'm gonna stick with it. Which is basically just doing a nice little comma. We make her head and her hair and we make a comma. So I'm going to do the circle of the comma here above the figure eight. And then I'm going to bring that curve of the comma right on down. Boom, blowing in the wind. Beautiful. Look at that. And now we just embellish. If we want to make it a little thicker, like I did on the other, boom. She looks great. She's ready to meditate in, what is it, the new moon in something. Well, this is a full moon, but you guys get the gist. We have a girl. Our comma got a little crazy, but it looks real. Using those basic shapes helps. That's the girl. She's not too crazy. Just a little wild. Girl gone wild. You could see how my black is slowly drying. It's not completely dry yet. We have time though. So let your black sit. Make sure you have a nice layer. And now we just have the tree and all of our little white embellishments after that. So it's gonna be good. We're almost done. This is a longer one. I told you guys they were getting more difficult as we went through the summer. So I got a couple more that are gonna be a challenge, and then I have an easy one easy one for August. Thinking about doing our circle reminds me of cave painting. And if I were to do a circle back then, just like my natural instinct would be to just use both hands, start at the top and just carve around. I think this is a good method. We'll see how yours turned out. So the tree. The piece du jour. The tree is really not anything too crazy. The main thing is you want it to come up along the side of your moon, and at least like one or two branches can go across it. But you don't want the whole, well, if you want the whole tree covering the moon, you could do that. But I'm going to do mine along the side of the moon. I'm just going to dash, just gently dash that line on up. Then, when we get kind of to the point where we want to break off some branches, I grab a little more black paint and I gently guide along very, very gently the areas where I want it to go. Now, it's beautiful because these branches can be as wiggly and as out of turn as you like. You can add as many branches or as little branches as you like. But once you have them all broken off, we do our leaves by dotting them with the back of the brush, just like we did with the stars, so that this way you guys can take your time, make your tree, and then when you're ready, you can add the leaves, as many as you like. Nice. Let's see. How many more do I want? I don't want to add too many and make it too crazy, but I do want it to be a little dramatic. All right, let's do some covering this moon and let's see how we do. Not so bad. The moon's nice and dry, so as long as I don't make a mistake and terrible mistake or something, we should be okay. Let's see. Like that mistake, for example. This is nice. This is good. Let me add a few more, and then I think I'm gonna start with some leaves. Nice. Let's do some leaves. And now you guys can switch it up with your leaves. I'm gonna do it mostly with the back of the brush. But if you want, you can use the front of your brush and do some larger leaves. I will be interested to see how yours turns out. Just give it a few little dots. So lovely. Yeah, I might mix in some bigger leaves myself. Let's see how it looks. We'll give it a twirl. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, we'll do some larger ones too. Ah, that's nice. This is good for me. And my mountain down here is almost dry. So we're in the perfect position for our final accents with white. It's looking great. Let me fix her hair a little, and then we're ready. Nice. So, oh yes, while you guys are finalizing, the white accents, you want to kind of create depth for these solid black shapes. This is the next level that we're going to. We've done our silhouetted black shapes over the colorful backgrounds all year. Really, it's been more than a year. It's been almost 2 years. Now it's time for us to get to the level where we're creating some dynamics and some shape once we have those black silhouettes. So we're gonna be at the mercy of this moonshine here. So we definitely want to have our white kind of going along the perimeters of our mountain, maybe not one continuous line, but I might put it in a couple places where I think the moon might hit if I were actually looking at it. See, this is where the retreat comes in, where we all have to go somewhere together and look at the moon and then we could paint it. So I could put the white underneath the girl here so we could see some separation. You know, and I'm not keeping this line like one solid continuous thing. I want to separate my tree. So I might do some little lines up my tree in white as well, just so you can see that it's different, it's separate. Okay, like so. And I can do the same thing with my rocks here. So I want to show that I have like several layers of rocks. I just put a line and I can just blend it. Just lightly tap that brush like so. And you can see it really come alive. Let's do a couple more. We'll do one here. Yes, this is definitely coming together, I think. Looking lovely. It's not too difficult. It's just a little time consuming. And of course, we could do just maybe a line along the tree, some of the branches, not all of them. You don't want it to be too overdone. Just enough to separate that tree from the background. Just enough. Really nice, guys. And that's our painting. Look at that. You guys made it through the wilderness. It turned out really nice this week, I think. Lovely.